Here's an insane theory for you, but just hear me out. I think you might be on board the hype train by the end of the video. So let's jump right into it. For Smash Ultimate, there are 67 fighters announced and 6 Echo Fighters. That puts our grand total at 73. Also bear with me, I'm reading off of my laptop because I just want to type all this out so I can get it out and on YouTube as fast as possible. So Ridley and etc. were announced on June 12th. Just under 2 months later, today, Simon and the other characters were announced on August 8th. And that was 5 characters including Echo Fighters. So let's say in exactly 2 months, on October 8th, we get 2 new fighters and 3 Echo Fighters for a total of 5. That puts our total up to 78. And in exactly 2 more months, minus literally 1 day, that's how close this falls, is the release date, December 7th. Say we get 2 new fighters, 3 new Echo Fighters for a total of 5, putting the grand total up to 83. Now, I think that these will either be announced the day before the release, maybe a few days, or they'll just announce it the day of and maybe make it kind of a secret, like you have to figure out how to get them in game and unlock them, but we're not going to tell you much more than that they're in there, kind of thing. But Sakurai did just say that he wants to announce all of the planned fighters before the release, though, so I think that it'll be a day or so before the release of the game. Now, let's talk about DLC. If we follow the same pattern as before, in exactly 2 months from the release date, will be February 7th. Say we get 2 new fighters and 3 Echo Fighters for a total of 5, putting the grand total up to 88. In exactly 2 months from then, on April 7th, get 2 more new fighters, 3 new Echo Fighters for a total of 5, putting the grand total up to 93. In exactly 2 months from then, on June 7th, 2 new fighters, 3 Echo Fighters, for a total of 5, putting the grand total up to 98. So at this point, I think we'll either just get 2 more Echo Fighters, maybe 1 fighter, 1 Echo, on June 7th to make the grand total a whopping 100, or if they decide to push it back another 2 months, exactly 2 months from then would be August 7th or 8th, exactly 1 year from today. And I think we'll either get 2 more new Echo Fighters or 1 Echo, 1 regular fighter, maybe 2 new fighters on June 7th to make the grand total a whopping 100 characters. Now, I know this sounds insane, but bear with me. Let's look at some facts besides the 2-month period that the 5 characters were released. First, the amount of time between character announcements for Smash 4. June 11th, 2013, Villager, Wii Fit Trainer, and Mega Man were announced. 6 months later, on December 18th, 2013, Rosalina was announced. 2 months, just barely over 2 months later, on February 13th, 2014, Little Mac was announced. Just under 2 months later, Greninja was announced on April 8th, 2014. Just over 2 months later, June 10th, 2014, 3 characters, Palutena, Pac-Man, and Mii Fighters. So it's 5 actually. Just a little over 1 month later, July 14th, 2014, 2 characters, Robin and Lucina. 1.5 months later, August 29th, 2014, Shulk. Just barely over 1 month later, October 9th, 2014, 2 more characters, Dark Pit, Dr. Mario. 2 weeks later, October 23rd, 2014, Bowser Jr. and Mewtwo, the start of the DLC announcements. Notice the game was not released yet. Just under 2 weeks, November 5th, 2014, Duck Hunt was announced. And just under 5 months after that, April 1st, 2015, Lucas was announced and Roy was announced. 2 months and 2 weeks later, June 14th, 2015, Ryu was announced and also made available that day. Now, just under 5 months from then, November 12th, 2015, Cloud and Bayonetta were announced as DLC. So there are a few long stretches here of like 5 months, but I think these stretches happened, especially the Cloud and Bayonetta break, because they weren't planned beforehand. So they literally had to start from scratch after the previous announcements. But as you'll notice, the 2-month trend is really apparent here, and there's even some shorter gaps than 2 months. And some of those, they still announce 3 characters. So this makes 2 full-fledged fighters and 3 Echo fighters seem pretty plausible, especially because they probably have a plan and have most of them in development right now. Now, let's talk about some things we know about Sakurai. Just a couple things. One, he loves to troll Smash fans. Examples being the King K. Rool reveal today, where he made it look like we weren't actually getting him. And the Ridley taunt, where he stands up to show he's too big for Smash. That's the first thing. So, by saying you guys shouldn't expect too much, kind of shows me that, maybe he's just messing with us. The second thing, he always says not to expect too much, but ends up, working himself to the bone, and adding lots of extra content. The example being bringing back all the previous fighters. That'd be the one I can think of right off the top of my head. So when he says not to expect too much, what I think he really means is, I am going to pleasantly surprise you by showing off more hard work than I've ever done before, and I was just messing with you before. So let's talk about Smash Ultimate itself and what the word ultimate actually means, and I will put the definition up on the screen for you so you can read it. Ultimate, adjective, being or happening at the end of a process. Final. Synonyms, eventual, final, concluding, terminal, end. Noun. First definition, the best achievable or imaginable of its kind. Synonyms, utmost, optimum, last word, height, epitome, peak, pinnacle, acme, zenith, and I don't know how to pronounce or even know those last couple, but you get the point. And the second definition, a final or fundamental fact or principle. So if we look at those definitions, the first one says the end of a process, final. So this, in the title, he's hidden that this is probably going to be the final Smash game, and therefore he is going to put even more effort into this than any of the other games. The best achievable or imaginable of its kind. I can't think of any other number for a total roster that would scream, this is like the ultimate achievement, than 100 playable characters. This is to be Sakurai's defining work. It will be the ultimate Smash game, and more than likely conclude his work on Smash Bros. So, naturally, he is going to push himself to make the best game in the series. I mean, he's already shown that he pushes himself like crazy. So, if this is his last game, he's going to do it even more than before. So, Sakurai is already starting to show us how ultimate this game really is going to be, and I think this reflects on what the character roster will look like also. For instance, the amount of music in the game. Today he stated that there are over 900 music tracks in the game, and compare that to only 507 in Smash 4. Why have that much music if we don't plan on having even more character and stage themes for characters that are coming up? Stages. Today he stated that there were 103, but each stage has a battlefield and a final destination option, so the number is over 300. Not to mention you can now combine stages for like unlimited options. Compare that to only 55 in Smash 4. Assist trophies. Currently there are 40, but 50 plus was the hinted final number that I could find online. And compare that to a total of 39 in Smash 4, and there will probably still be more before release. Pokeball Pokemon. Currently there are only 35, but if all of them are brought back from previous Smash titles, which seems to kind of be the trend here, there will be 85 total. That's nearly 1/10 the entire Pokedex. And compare that to only 42 in Smash 4. And if you add in the playable Pokemon, that's even more percentage of the Pokedex. Items. Currently 75 items are confirmed. If all the items from previous games return, there will be 114 items. Compare that to 88 in Smash 4, and that's Wii U and 3DS exclusives combined. There will be even more before the release as well. So as you can see, this man has really buckled down, and he's going for his crowning achievement. This will be the most epic Smash title to date, and possibly of all time. Not to mention the jumps in technology that we've seen in the past 5 years. The Switch is capable of handling far more than the Wii U ever could. There aren't restrictions with the 3DS being involved, and frankly, it just seems like they're able to really bust these characters out now. I mean, 2 months and we got 5. I thought we were maybe going to get 1. That's insane. So anyways, that's my insane theory. I hope you liked this video. I hope that, you know, some of you maybe find this interesting or would agree that this may happen. I think that 100 characters on a roster is the ultimate number, and I think that's what he's secretly going for. Leave a like, share this with your friends, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.